So, you're a Supreme Court justice, and there is a planet-sized case in front of you about whether the president can slap tariffs on the entire globe. The Treasury Department is a named party in that case. And you, as a Supreme Court justice, has your own son quietly working inside that exact Treasury Department the entire time, in the office that hands legal advice to the boss. So if you are that Supreme Court justice, what do? A, recuse yourself, or B, stay on the case and sign a dissent siding with the Department of Treasury and the administration that your kid works for. If you're Samuel Alito, you obviously chose B and you didn't even break a sweat. It is now being reported that Justice Alito's son, Philip, has been working as a lawyer in the Treasury Department's General Counsel office since early in this administration. And it was handled like Philip was in witness protection. No public resumes, no LinkedIn, not listed anywhere on the Treasury website. His bar listings point to the wrong employers. And in meetings, he went as far as to introduce himself as just Phil. Not Phil Alito, just Phil. Meanwhile, the Treasury is in court defending the president's tariffs, and it never disclosed in any of their filings that the kid of a justice worked there. Dad didn't recuse. And of course, the court swears up and down that Phil never touched the tariff stuff. Scout's honor, right? The question here is whether a reasonable person might raise an eyebrow at a justice ruling on cases involving the very agency that signs his son's paychecks. And the answer to that is obvious. It's so obvious that they apparently decided that the safest play was just to pretend that Phil doesn't exist at all. And look, if this were Alito's first rodeo, if we knew he wasn't partial to the president's policies and people, maybe we would cut him some slack. But this is the same justice who flew the upside-down American flag outside his house after January 6th. You know, the international distress signal that quietly became a stop the steal symbol. Of course, Alito blamed his wife for that one. This is the same Justice Alito who also had an appeal to heaven flag, another insurrection-flavored banner flying at his beach house, and again blamed his wife. I mean, by his own account, Alito's wife is running a one-woman flag-based psyop, and he's just an innocent bystander who happens to keep landing on Donald Trump's side. Look, the point here is that Donald Trump doesn't have to drive over to the Supreme Court and sit in the gallery glaring at the justices. He doesn't have to. He publicly demands loyalty from the justices he appointed. He has them wrapped. And then he's got Alito's son at the Treasury. The flags go up, the recusals don't happen, and the rulings break Trump's way. This is not a conspiracy. You don't have to squint at it in the dark. This is operating in broad daylight, and everyone involved sees nothing wrong with it. So no longer is the highest court in our land a marble temple floating above the muck of this Donald Trump presidency. It is wired into the same Trump machine as everything else. And when you point that out, the official answer is always the same shrug, the same it's fine, the same it's nothing to see here. The media barely bats an eye. And that's why I need you to share this story far and wide, because we have a court that polices everyone except itself. And corporate media, you can almost guarantee they will forget about it within a few hours.